The African Critical Minerals Summit has resolved that there can be no green future on the globe without Africa's minerals. With a growing global demand for critical minerals on the just energy transition, those attending the summit are in agreement that Africa has a potential to play a pivotal role in meeting this demand.
Critical mineral has now changed, the narrative around how Africa can exploit its mineral wealth in order to create secondary economies, primary economies for Africa. So we are well positioned to not be in the backbench as we were with previous minerals. We are at a point where we should capitalize over the value that critical minerals has and the critical importance that it will play in terms of powering the transition to just energy, which is not only looking at Africa, but it's a global, not even a phenomenon. That's where the global world is moving into.
The African Union says greater collaboration on the resources will help the economies on the continent, with the African Peer Review Mechanism working on the fourth African Government Report that looks at, amongst others, critical minerals.
This is a report that is published by the APRM on behalf of the African Union every 2 years, and it looks at critical and pertinent governance issues facing our continent. The focus of this upcoming AGR, or Africa Governance Report, is on natural resource governance. We will be focusing on 3 sub-themes: land resource governance, marine resource governance, which looks at the blue economy, and then most importantly, which is significant to today, mineral resource governance.
The African Critical Minerals Summit comes as South Africa works on legislation on formalizing small-scale artisanal mining, with countries like Mozambique and the Democratic Republic of Congo also sharing their experience with illegal mining activities and the solutions.
We want to deal with the symptoms without necessarily looking at the big problems. We want to deal with the illegal miners without necessarily dealing with the big shots that are buying the minerals in the black market. Let's deal with the black market. The biggest problems with our governments is that they've got the ostrich mentality. You want to hide your head in the sand without necessarily confronting the real issues. Why are young people risking their lives going underground to extract the minerals? What is it that we can do in order for us to control these situations?
The young people want local beneficiation of the critical minerals, the creation of jobs, and the tackling of illegal mining activities.
The issue of illegal mining is a matter of economic circumstances. So we need, number one, solutions that are economic based. Number two, we need to ensure that the regulations around the mineral sector are strong enough to support issues of mining rehabilitation, issues of ownership. The government and the IDC in particular can step in and ensure that young people are in the ownership and mining beneficiation chain.
South Africa is leading the process with other nations on the continent on developing a critical minerals resources strategy. A gathering of minds on shared vision towards a joint African critical minerals strategy to help foster regional cooperation and economic growth for the continent's emerging economies. The role players believe in that with greater governance, law enforcement, collaboration and long-term strategies on the tackling of mining activities, the challenges in the sector will soon be a thing of the past. Katlego Legodi, SABC News in Johannesburg.